Hi, my name is Chidera and I'm going to be explaining what mindfulness is. Mindfulness is used in our day-to-day life and it is what keeps us calm and composed, especially during high stressful times at work, at school, or even Thanksgiving break when you have to figure out what to cook for everybody, everyone's likes and dislikes, and the best part of all, sitting at the round table and everyone interrogating your entire life. In one simple sentence, Hansen explains that mindfulness means moment-to-moment awareness. We tend to be more stressed at school and at work, which is where being mindful about your state of mind comes into play the most. There are various definitions that essentially mean the same thing, meditation, but it's a little bit more than that. Gales talks about mindfulness meaning paying attention to the present moment in an accepting, non-judgmental way. It's just a simple practice available to all. Research has shown it is also a reliable method for reducing stress, including at work. For someone like myself that works in customer service, this is something that I have practiced in my day-to-day life so I don't lose my mind or my temper. Sometimes I come really close, but I always have to remind myself I really need this job. Plus, there's no Netflix in jail or Disney Plus. The reason I say that mindfulness is more than meditation is because when you're put in an actual situation, you just can't walk away from it to go meditate. Mindfulness is about the state of mind you were before the incident happened, during the incident, and after the incident. In an article in the Journal of Clinical Psychology by Shapiro and a few other authors, the concept of mindfulness is broken into 3 different axioms, which are attention, and attitude. In the same article, they further clarify that mindfulness works by individual purposefully engaging their open-minded, which leads to new perspective.
We're talking about mindfulness in the workplace. In an article at Inc.com, Marissa Levin talks about mindfulness in the workplace and which companies out there are trying it out. Levin talks about several Fortune 500 companies that utilize mindfulness, including Apple, General Mills, Nike, and Google. An article published in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology, Catherine Richardson and Hannah Rothstein formed a meta-analysis of occupational stress management intervention programs. This meta-analysis involves studies of ranging sizes featuring some specific occupations like office workers, teachers, custodial staff, or individuals within a specific organization like members of the Army or workers at a certain bakery. This article featured a variety of different treatment components, from relaxation techniques and training to cassette tapes, or mandated breaks or seminars. The outcomes measured included physiological data like blood pressure or pulse, and psychological data like stress, anxiety, and general mental health. And the authors used that information to help categorize the data. Due to the wide array of techniques, sample sizes, lengths, and outcomes measured, Richardson and Rothstein codified the information via moderators into distinct categories. These categories are based on the type of intervention, including relaxation-based, organizational, and cognitive behavioral-based. Ultimately, the authors had a sample size of 2,847 individuals across 38 articles, 36 studies, and 55 interventions. Overall, Richardson and Rothstein determined that there is significant effect from stress management intervention programs, which shows that the programs are valuable. In addition, they showed that cognitive behavioral programs had a larger effects consistently. Another article by Ute Hulschuger and other authors, published in the Journal of Applied Psychology, describes 2 studies involving mindfulness and the effect on emotional regulation, emotional exhaustion, and job satisfaction. The first study involved the use of a diary immediately after work and before bed over 5 workdays. After performing a multi-level analysis on the study, the authors were able to determine that mindfulness was related to emotion regulation and job satisfaction. The second study included the diary method from study 1, but over 10 days, and they had one group which only had the diary and another group that had the diary and another mindfulness self-training intervention. Ute Hulschuger and the other contributors demonstrated that mindfulness aids in preventing emotional exhaustion, burnout, and helps promote job satisfaction.
Think back on a very stressful day that you were having where you just couldn't stay focused and all you could think of is everything else. Imagine if you were able to take a break, walk to a room, either take maybe a 30-minute nap, do some yoga, or even take a meditating class without even leaving work. This is a practice that Nike studies along with many other companies. You may think, how are they able to do this without losing so much of the workday? Matt Killingsworth actually stated in his speech, "Want to be happier? Stay in the moment," that 47% of the day your mind is wandering, leaving 53% of you actually working and staying focused. Allowing your employees to take the break and meditate and get their mind refocused actually causes them to have a better work outcome. There's actually a study showing that 80% of Nike's workforce leave work feeling more accomplished, and they actually exceed the expectations that were set for them. Not only does Nike benefit from implementing mindfulness at work, but the employees do as well. Happy employees lead to happy business. So next time you're at work and you're getting very stressed out and your employer happens to not offer these tools, just take a nap under your desk. And if they ask you why, tell them that this is actually going to benefit them.
One company that demonstrates mindfulness in the workplace is Apple. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, is big on meditation, and he comes up with employee challenges to promote meditation at work. Some of those challenges include a 25-day meditation streak. Every day, for 25 days, the employees will meditate through the Breathe app for a certain period of time. Whoever completes this challenge wins a t-shirt with the Breathe logo on it. It encourages employees to take time out of their day to relax and have time to breathe while escaping stress. Apple offers rooms for meditating and yoga on site for their employees to use according to the article, 10 Big Companies That Promote Employee Meditation. By encouraging meditation, employees can focus on promoting new products and they can come up with more ideas for the company.
Apple has been very successful in developing cutting-edge technology, but like any other company, they have had some difficulties. When the company first launched, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak had some obstacles. In the early 90s, Apple made several major changes to take the company in a different direction. This resulted with many people being laid off, consolidation, and production being moved to a cheaper area. Throughout the early and mid-90s, Apple went through several different CEOs. This resulted in a lack of constant direction. Business Insight Global published an article called The Infamous Company. It states that in 1997, Steve Jobs returned to Apple after they bought out a company called Next. Next was the company that Steve Jobs worked at before. The problems they were facing didn't quickly go away, but Steve gave the company a direction. By rearranging the company and shrinking down the amount of products Apple offered, Apple quickly returned to the success it once had. An example of how Steve was impactful to the company lies in the price of their stock. In 1991, Apple stock was at $70 a share. Then in 1997, after Apple removed Steve Jobs from his role, the price went all the way down to $14 a share. After Steve returned, the stock went all the way back up to $99 a share. The company had lower sales after he returned, but Steve Jobs managed to make the company profitable again. The actions that caused so many problems to begin with also ended up bringing the company back to life. Steve dropped 15 of the 19 items that Apple offered and brought the company back to its roots, providing a more affordable personal computer for everyone.
Mindfulness in the workplace has worked for both Apple and Nike, and it is something that is still practiced till today. They both faced their problems along the way, such as incorporating mindfulness in the workplace in all aspects of the company instead of just one. For Nike, it was going from just athletes to employees too, and for Apple, from just the production team to every staff in every store. One of Steve Jobs' main focus was meditation, which is now a core part of Apple. In the article by Brossard, he explains Apple's creative way of making sure that the employees actually practice mindfulness in the workplace. Apple has a new employee challenge every month that focuses on mindfulness and meditation. Just like Nike, Apple is said to have partnered with the app to help keep track of their progress. Because of these challenges and constant improvement in the implementation of mindfulness in the workplace, Nike and Apple has fully incorporated this in their workplace, and it has become part of their employees' day-to-day lives.